Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to YSN's For the Franchise Fantasy Sports Podcast. DJ Oakley here after a long night on the gridiron. And, of course, we have the man, the myth, and the legend himself, Mr. Rocky Brown, to talk to you about everything fantasy sports on your football Sunday here in, what is this, week 6?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Is that what it is?
We're getting up there. Week 7. Week 7, yeah.
7. Oh, my goodness. And we have an absolutely terrible slate of games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not a good one today. No.
Not good. When you're looking for – and I guess to start off, when you're looking at a slate of games like this, is it just the cheapest? I mean, I don't know.
We're looking for value. We're combing through everything we can right now, and nothing really is jumping out at us. But we'll break it down, and hopefully we can find some nuggets and win some people some money today.
That's the hope. I got a little 5 spot last week, so I was excited. I was the old lady was amped up that I actually won instead of just putting money in the machine that is DraftKings.
Yeah. Well, right, and I made sure to post last week the lineup we gave on air. It hit 100 on the Millionaire Maker. If everyone would have taken that lineup and just ran with it, you'd have made yourself $80.
So free money today.
Yeah, right.
We're giving away money, literally, if you listen to us. All right, so let's get the slate started here on the 24th of October. It is Washington at 2-4, taking on the Packers at Lambeau Field. The Green Bay is favored by 8.5. The over/under set at 47.5 up to date. 47 degrees at game time. Aaron Rodgers, need I say more?
That's summer weather in Green Bay today. 47. Wow. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, though I don't love him today. I do like the Packers. I think that, this is definitely a game that, they should win. Should. And I think will probably win pretty convincingly. So I like Aaron Jones a bit today. I don't hate, just throwing him in there. He's 7,500 on DraftKings. I'm going to bring up our FanDuel too.
Aaron Jones only to this point in the season, Rock, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's run for, 385 on 83 carries. So I can go with it if you think that he's going to have a day, but only 2 touchdowns 7 weeks in is a little bit scary.
That might be one of those, due for positive regression. You know what I mean? So, he's definitely not a 2-touchdown type running back. He's eventually going to score on the ground. I know he had that 3-touchdown game, I think, through the air earlier in the season. I look for them to be up pretty quickly today and probably run a little bit more. So I even like Dylan a little bit because we're not finding much value. But with that said, that also leads me to Washington, who I think is going to throw quite a bit. Taylor Heineke, 5,200 on DraftKings, a little bit more, 6,900 on FanDuel. So he's like a bottom basement price. And if are you looking to throw in maybe like a Devontae Adams or like Cooper Kupp or some of the higher priced guys, Tyreek Hill today, you're going to have to go with a stack like a Taylor Heineke, maybe Terry McLaurin. I like Seals Jones probably more than Gibson because he also he was battling injury coming into this week. But I don't hate that stack. I really don't.
Scary Terry, you like him today? I think you can get some value out of him today. Can you not?
Yeah, 6,900 on DraftKings, 7,200 on FanDuel. He should. I think he'll outperform that price. But I mean, there is, these are risky plays. They're a little bit riskier, but I like them.
So, I guess the question to you I have is, on a day like today where it's really anybody's game, these are the days that you want to get multiple single entries in, or maybe try a few lineups in one different game.
Yeah, and I think today is a day that you probably can be a little bit more unique. There's a lot of guys that look pretty low owned overall. Like Aaron Rodgers does look low owned today. It looks like he's going to be under 5% ownership. I know my friend texted me earlier. He uses he follows different people. He said it's looking like he might be under 3% owned today, and that's usually in the Millionaire Maker. So if you get him and Washington stays close, and I like Aaron Rodgers usually just throwing him in with Devontae Adams. I don't go too much beyond that. But I mean, even if you maybe go with like a Dillon, or if you can fit in Jones, 3-man stack like that, I don't hate for the ownership. So yeah, be different today because it's really anyone's game today.
All right, let's go to the Chiefs and the Titans. Chiefs coming in 3-3, and the Titans coming in 4-2, fresh off that win on Monday night over the Bills. Kansas City favored by 4, though, on the road. Over under set 57.5. Of course, it's being played at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. 70 degrees at game time kickoff. And players to watch, Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, no duh. And Tyreek Hill, interestingly enough, 46 receptions this year, 592 yards, and 5 tutties. Do you like? I'm sure you like some people from this game.
This is a game that if we had, if DraftKings or FanDuel was just like, hey, take whoever you want, this is the game you stack. Unfortunately, they are all super high priced. Like, I mean, even Patrick Mahomes, 8,400 on DraftKings. If you try to stack him with Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill's 8,600. So already you're looking at 1,700, just like gone. 17,000, 17,000 gone. Travis Kelce, 7,600. Darrell Williams, who's back today, 5,800, is the starting running back today.
But it really matches the over-under, if you think about it.
Yeah, it does. And that's kind of how they price things too. I mean, you could probably stack this game. Like if you're thinking, if you want to be different, I'd go like a Darrell Williams. So you're running it back with Kansas City. You're thinking they're going to be up early. Darrell Williams is going to get a lot of run. And then you go Tannehill, maybe A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. But, I mean, that's one of those like, okay, not a lot of people are going to be on that. More than likely Derrick Henry's going to get a lot of carries. He's 9,200. That's a little too much out of my price range today, especially with there's no like really cheap options popping. So I mean we'll go back to it a lot this show. Be different. So that's kind of the stack I'm looking at. Maybe on FanDuel you can fit in a Kansas City stack, but you're going to sacrifice a lot.
I mean, I can't imagine what your defense is going to have to be. I mean, you're going to have to get like the East Palestine defense if you're stacking Chiefs. So let's go next game. Falcons taking on. Hang on. Oh, wrong mouse. We go down to the Dolphins. Oh boy, 2-3 Falcons taking on the 1-5 Dolphins. This game in Miami. Atlanta favored by 1.5. Over under 47.5. Rock, how do you like it?
I mean, this is going to be an ugly game. I really the player I like the most probably is Jalen Waddle. Tua really likes to just dump it off to him. I like Gesicki too a little bit because of that. I would not play Tua. Do not play Tua. Don't do that stack. Stay away from it. But those are the players I like from the Miami side. I don't like much else. Maybe Myles Gaskin, if you're thinking maybe he's going to dump off a little bit more. Gaskin has been getting more touches with Tua at quarterback. Calvin Ridley for Atlanta seems like he looks to be a good play, especially on DraftKings. 6,600 on DraftKings, 7,300 on FanDuel. Prices on Waddle too, 5,600 on DraftKings, 5,900 on FanDuel. Gesicki 4,700 on DraftKings, 6,000 on FanDuel. Mike Davis is starting to move up a little bit, it seems. I've been kind of keeping an eye on him on some of the things I'm watching. Seems like he's becoming more of a popular play. But there's that threat of Cordarrelle Patterson. So I don't have any Mike Davis, but he's somebody you can play today. Again, to be different, Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, Mike Davis stack. We're running it back with Jalen Waddle, and then maybe you can fit in a couple of those high-priced guys that we've been talking about. Maybe a Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, who we'll talk about a little bit later. He's, I think he'll probably be the highest-owned wide receiver today. Just my guess.
All right, let's go to the Panthers, Giants. Panthers 3-3, Giants 1-5, struggling. This one is driving the struggle bus all the way to East Rutherford at MetLife Stadium. Carolina favored by 3 on the road, over under a little bit lower than normal at 43.
I actually like this game for stacking purposes. I think that Sam Darnold might be the quarterback that wins the Millionaire Maker today. Just because it looks like a game that's going to be relatively close. Neither team great. Giants missing a lot of wide receivers. So I'm looking at something like a Sam Darnold, DJ Moore, and Chuba Hubbard stack. I'm still a little leery of Robbie Anderson, though I'm looking at his price at $4,800, and I'm second guessing. And Devontae Booker, maybe running it back with him, $5,500 on DraftKings. He's not too pricey on FanDuel either, $5,800. Darnold at 5.9 on DraftKings is a spot I'm playing him. He's 7.7 on FanDuel. I'm probably avoiding him on there.
Okay, so you got Darnold, who has 7 touchdowns on the year, 1,500 yards. Hubbard, as part of your stack, he's got a touchdown so far, obviously backing up CMC throughout the year, but 281 yards on 72 carries, not too awful for the Carolina running back. And then DJ Moore, who's one of the hottest receivers in all of the league right now, 3 touchdowns, had a couple games where he was ice cold. I've been kind of turned off on him. Interesting. I might try to take a look at him today for my Millionaire Maker and look at. I mean, I what makes me nervous, Rock, is if the Panthers go up, Moore will not do anything.
So I'm honestly less concerned about them like blowing out anybody today. I don't think it's going to happen. I do think it's going to be a close game. I like it. I mean, I wish I had like more to say other than like this is just a screwy week. It's like such a screwy week. I can't say it enough. I can't. You know, you're looking to be different today as much as you possibly can be. I mean, you look at like obviously the stacks today, like that everyone's going to go to, the Rams, the Chiefs. I think even the Bucks are starting to get a little bit popular, just with people trying to be different. So you gotta reach deep into the well. We'll just say that.
Tickets to this game are as low as $18. So that tells you all you really need to know in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair price.
Tickets as low as $67 in our next game in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Oh gosh.
The Jets and the Patriots. Jets 1-4, Pats 2-4. New England favored by 7, and the over/under at 42.5. So they're not expecting a whole lot of points in this game. Should you be taking anybody from this game?
Jets defense. That's on FanDuel only. They're 3,300. Jets defense on FanDuel. So, I mean, we've talked before. I like going really cheap defenses because as long as you're not going negative, which I don't think they'll go negative today, you are going to get value out of them. I mean, obviously on DraftKings, I think anyone can see that the Cardinals are massively mispriced at 3,100. Lock them in. 100% Cardinals if you can. I really think that's the play today against Houston. But the Jets defense, being as cheap as they are, it's going to help you guys in on FanDuel. I'm going with them. I like some Patriots today, believe it or not.
Is Mac Jones a play today?
I don't think Mac Jones is, but I think Jacoby Myers might be, along with Damian Harris, with the news that Stevenson, coach's decision, inactive because, Belichick is Belichick. So now it's
Sony Michel if you're just going to sit the guy that you thought so highly of.
I really don't know. I mean, they're not a great team. I mean, anyone can see that. They're not a great team without Tom Brady. I'll say it week in, week out. I just don't get it. I think Belichick, honestly, he started buying into the hype that he's a genius. Like, he does things that I'm like, this is not what they would have done with Brady on the team.
Maybe he saw the slate and he thought, you know what, we're going to sit him today.
Yeah,
well, a leg up on FanDuel.
I mean, they kind of are going with the Brady offense since last year was an anomaly. They kind of tried to adapt to Cam Newton. They're going with the Brady offense. You lose James White, and Stevenson is a pass catcher. Like that's what he was in college. He's a pass catcher out of the backfield. So naturally, let's just sit him, or go with like 31, 32-year-old Brandon Bolden. Yeah, I'm not understanding it really, but maybe he's got a master plan. They're not nobody outside of the Bills are a playoff team in that division. So maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they're stinking for a good draft pick. I really don't know anymore. The Jets are just so hapless right now. Zach Wilson does not look like he has it. Some of the interceptions that he's thrown I scratch my head. Like I used to do commentary for Crestview. I never saw a high school quarterback, during that time throw some of the passes that Zach Wilson's thrown. He's going to have to get it together. He's going to have to realize that, you don't need wide receivers that are massively open, and he's going to have to stop throwing the ball into the ground when he's rolling out. There's just a lot not to like with him. So honestly, I'm definitely I'm avoiding him. I'm avoiding anything on the Jets offense.
This is a game I love. Bengals, Ravens, 4-2. Bengals taking on the 5-1 Ravens. Ravens at home, obviously, M&T Bank Stadium. Favored by 6.5. The over-under set at 46, so a little bit higher. Lamar Jackson's a player to watch. He's 131. This is ridiculous. 131 for 194. 1,686 yards and 9 touchdowns. I mean, I've had him in. I've had him out. I'd love to get him back in my lineup because I think he's going to tear up the Bengals. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it could definitely happen. This game is where we wanted our value, honestly. The Ravens, I do early slates. I do single entry early slates. The Ravens defense is my defense early at 2,900. So, I mean, if you need $200 to get a guy you really love in, maybe go down from the Cardinals to the Ravens. But so this team, here's the value conundrum we've landed in, guys. Who's going to be the running back for the Ravens? Because Devontae Freeman, who's 4,400 on DraftKings, and he is, I think, a little bit more on 57 on FanDuel. He ended up leading in touches over Le'Veon Bell last week. Le'Veon Bell 4,500 on DraftKings, I think 57 on FanDuel. He ended up leading in snaps. So who's the value play? And I think a lot of people are avoiding that running back situation there. Maybe go with one and just hope one of them scores, I guess. Rashad Bateman is another guy that he's at 3-4 for the Bengals, or no, not the Bengals, excuse me, for the Ravens. A lot of people seem to like him today. It looks like he's projected for over 20% ownership, which is crazy to me. But value. On the other side, I think you look at it like which Ravens defense is going to show up. Because beginning of the season, you noticed the Ravens were getting thrown on a bit. Not the greatest defense, but they've kind of tightened up in recent weeks. Mm-hmm. So do you go with the Bengals stack? Do you go with a Chase, Burrow, Higgins? I'd go Higgins over Boyd, though I think that squeaky wheel's coming really soon with Boyd. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a fun game, though, I think, to maybe stack the whole game.
Jamar Chase sitting there with 27 receptions, 553 yards, and 5 tutties. Not bad for a guy that can't see the football.
Right? Oh, my gosh. He tricked us all. He really did.
All right, let's get to the 4 o'clock slate already with all these bye weeks this week.
Only 6 early ones.
Unbelievable. The Eagles at 2-4 going to take on the Raiders. The line is Las Vegas by 2, and the over-under is set at 48.5. This obviously being played at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So players to watch, Derek Carr, Jalen Hurts, Henry Ruggs, but you think Renfro might be popping today?
Yeah, Renfro I don't even know why. It just looks like on some of them, sometimes I don't even view the numbers. I just keep seeing the same name over and over again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm coming across him quite a bit, especially on DraftKings, 4,800. I mean, there's some value right there. This is a game I like for value too, believe it or not, because you have Dallas Goedert, 4,600. No Ertz anymore. He's the guy now. He's the tight end. Miles Sanders at 5,100 looks to be pretty popular play today. Let's see, Josh Jacobs, and this is just I had read a tweet earlier about Josh Jacobs. It was that. Let me refresh my memory. Whatever it was really good to Josh Jacobs.
Okay, I like that. I'm sitting here.
Yeah, right. Oh gosh.
Because he's in our league on fantasy, and I can't. I mean, I had Hunt, and I can't afford any other running backs to go down.
Yeah. I can't find it, but I mean, trust me. Just trust me. I can't remember exactly what it was.
But it's good.
Whether it was against the Eagles defense or it was for Jacobs, but they felt like Jacobs was a good play today.
All right, I'll take that. A little confidence in Josh Jacobs. All right, the Revenge Bowl out in Inglewood, California, where the Lions take a trip to the West Coast, take on the 5-1 Rams. Rams favored by 16.5 points. Over under set at 50, which tells you probably a good play for Matt Stafford today.
Yeah. It's one of those like worrisome plays. Do the Rams just slaughter the Detroit Lions? Again, Cup is popping. Woods is popping. Stafford popping. Darrell Henderson popping. Tyler Higbee is popping on some things. Van Jefferson as well. Like, so there are a lot of guys from the Rams that are just like available to play. We were talking about Ram stacks before we went on air, and I think you gotta go with Cup with Stafford if you choose to go Stafford. But I mean, I think you have to be a little different and not go like Cup Woods. I think it's like Cup Higbee. I like more, maybe Cup Henderson. So that's kind of where I'm looking. I think that this is going to be the highest owned stack today. So maybe don't play him a ton. Maybe just have a little bit of exposure to him. I don't know who to run it back with on Detroit. Maybe Swift. Maybe you hope they get down and they're dumping it off to Swift, or maybe even Jamal Williams out of the backfield.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's go Texans Cards. Texans at 1-5, winless on the road. They're taking on the undefeated and lossless, I guess, if that's even a word, Arizona Cardinals, who, my goodness, 19.5-point line in favor of Arizona. The over-under set at 47.5. You said basically pick your Cardinal in this game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know exactly. I love the Cardinals defense today. Like I said, you should try to get them 100% ownership on DraftKings. They are mispriced, I believe, at 3,100. They're 5,000 on FanDuel, the highest defense, just to kind of show you the difference. I don't know exactly what this game's going to look like. It might be a bloodbath. I'm avoiding Houston all around. I'm probably not going with any Cardinals either.
Not even Hopkins in the Revenge Bowl.
Yeah, I'm afraid that they just might. I don't know. Maybe Hopkins. I could see Murray trying to force the ball to Hopkins a little bit, make sure he gets his touches today. But Connor. I'm going to say it. Connor today, maybe running out the clock. That
red zone vulture.
Yeah. Maybe he just plods forward for a couple yards. Late in the game, he goes for that 2-3 pass. 2-3 pass. So he's picking up those late game yards. So I think that's. I don't know. I'm probably regret it, but I'm probably avoiding the Cardinals.
All right. 425. We see the Bears and the Buccaneers go head to head. Bears 3-3, Buccaneers 5-1. Bucks favored by 11.5, and the over/under set at 47. This game being played at Raymond James Stadium, 82 degrees, perfect temperature for another Tom Brady assassination.
Yeah, and this is a team that has shown that when they get the lead, they don't really care to run the ball. They will throw it. They'll keep passing. They'll do whatever they want. The Bears' defense is good enough to keep this game close, at least enough for Brady to accumulate some stats. Chris Godwin on DraftKings, 5,900. You and I talked about him before the game. I really like him today. I'm liking him a little bit more. It looks like the numbers are falling on him, the ownership projections. I think he's a guy that he could go off at that price. Mike Evans at 65, I like. We both liked Fournette. Unfortunately, we couldn't fit him in. Again, there's not that value today. Brady, I've got some Brady. Tyler Johnson is the cheap option for the Buccaneers. He's 3,000. I don't see many people loving him today, but I like him enough where, okay, maybe he just finds the end zone. If he finds the end zone, you get good value on him.
Tom Brady leading the league right now, Rock, by the way. 183 for 267, 2,000 yards passing already, not even 7 games in. And, 17 touchdowns.
Yeah, he picked the perfect team for him, too, because they had, like, dangerous weapons with Jameis Winston. Unfortunately, they had Jameis Winston. I mean, they're 3 deep at tight end. Unfortunately, Gronkowski out right now. That Bears defense, though, like they're going to keep it close. Brady's going to be throwing. They're going to accumulate yards. So I like the Bucks as a stack today. I don't love much on the Bears side outside of Cole Kmet, just because we're looking for value. 3,000 at tight end. Maybe you hope he gets a few catches today. I mean, you can always try like a shot on Mooney, because I think that's definitely, Fields' favorite target. I don't know Robinson's stats off the top of my head, but seeing that he's priced at 5-1 on DK and 5-8 on FanDuel, they're probably not too good. I haven't been noticing him getting many catches when I've been watching the games. He might. I don't think he'll be a Bear next year. Let's just say that.
Fair enough. All right, on to the Sunday night game. Colts taking a trip to the West Coast to Santa Clara in Levi's Stadium to take on the 49ers. Niners at 2-3, Colts 2-4. San Francisco favored by 3.5 at home. Over-under set low at 42. Rain in the forecast. A little bit rainy and 58 degrees in Frisco. Carson Wentz, so far, 124 for 193, so he's accurate with 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns to this point. But you just don't know how fragile he's going to be.
Yeah.
And can he make it through a game that the 49ers are going to be bringing the house?
Yeah, that's a good question. And they cut Jacob Eason. That's somebody I had kind of high hopes for. I don't even know who their backup is at this point, because I know they had a kid from Texas also drafted, and he's injured too. So whoever they have, good luck to them. I like San Francisco in this game a bit. Deebo Samuel, he definitely looks to be the hot play today. This is going to be a hard game to do that single game entry on, because I don't know if there's 5 guys I like. I like both defenses tonight. I think it could be a low scoring game. Indianapolis should keep it close. This is a tough one. Deebo, maybe both defenses, throw in Garoppolo just to stack. Maybe Jonathan Taylor on the other side. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's not much to love in that one, I don't think. And it's just a weird matchup. Like, does anyone just go, I can't wait to see that Colts 49ers matchup? Like, it's cold. No rivalry, no nothing.
Tomorrow, 8:15, the Saints and Seahawks going head-to-head. Saints 3-2. Seahawks 2-4. Obviously, it's Lumen Field now. Century Link Field is no more. News to me. Seattle, 4 points is the line in favor of, New Orleans. Oh, my goodness. Over under 42.5. Who do you like?
I do like the Saints in this one, just because good old Geno.
Greg chiming in from the Pumpkin Patch.
Oh, gosh. Pumpkin Patch is back. What do you have to say?
He says, let's go Taylor, Tebow, and both D's and a kicker. Okay.
All right. With this game, last week, I believe I ended up hitting on that Steelers Seattle game, not as much as I would have hoped. But I think Geno can still do something. I'm probably still going to put in Geno. Probably going to do like Kamara. I'm going to avoid Winston. Maybe Kamara Callaway, Geno, Metcalf, Lockett, and maybe if I can go down to somebody super cheap. Keep an eye on Rashard Penny. If Rashard Penny's available, maybe throw him in there. I've read that he has said that he expects he's ready to go. He thinks he's ready to go. No issues. And he's a guy that I think if Chris Carson continues to battle injury, Penny, a former first-round pick, he might steal that job.
So Metcalf, he's been in the news lately with Shannon Sharp going back and forth on Twitter. Do you think he starts asking for the ball a little bit more from his quarterbacks and saying, hey, I need to pump these stats up?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He did apologize to Shannon Sharp. I don't think he knew much about Shannon Sharp. And then, I think he came across the resume and was like, all right, yeah, you're right. I hope I have half a career you did. All right, respect to that. It's going to be hard for them with Geno. Geno's not Russell Wilson. Geno doesn't have the confidence. I do think Geno could be able to, at least carry them a little bit while Russell's out.
Yeah.
But last week he didn't show it. Granted, Steelers' defense is pretty good. Another crucial mistake late in the game.
They're pretty okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
It's pretty all right.
That's what's going to carry them. That's their bread and butter. He left some plays on the field, though. You could see he left some plays on the field. Geno, I remember the first game he played as a Jet, and they ended up coming from kick the field goal to win the game, I think is his first start. And I'm like, okay, this kid might have a future. And then he, never grew from there. And part of it probably is Jets coaching. We've been through a string of awful ones. But I figured, you see often, these backups sit for a few years. They're, behind somebody, and they learn, and then they come in and they're able to continue to carry the team. And I don't know. I hope Geno can do that. No. He also might they might lose out, and that helps the Jets amazingly because they have Seattle's first-round pick. So I'd love that. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
A little selfish grandeur right there from Rocky Brown, the sober czar. All right, let's get to our guys that we're putting in our lineups. You don't show too much, Rock. We don't want you to have to share that million you're going to bring back into the area. Right? So when you're looking at DraftKings, who are you looking to take this week? Who is your lineup that you want to share with the crowd here?
I am going to – let me get one final look at things real quick on the main slate.
Let's go there. Where's it? Done. Let's go my contests and lineups. You might find yours before I find mine.
I was looking at the final bit. Yeah, I can bring up mine though. I'm going to go with my single entry today because I honestly like my single entry more right now. Quarterback Matthew Stafford, 7,100 on DraftKings. Miles Sanders at running back, 5,100. Darrell Williams for the Chiefs, 5,800. Godwin for the Bucks, 5,900 at wide receiver. Cooper Kupp at 8,400. Jalen Waddle at 5,600 on DraftKings. Tyler Higbee at 4,500. At tight end at my flex, Devonta Freeman at 4,400. It was either him or Bell. And then at defense, the Arizona Cardinals.
We are not that far away on our picks today. I'm going Stafford in the QB at 7,100. I'm going to go Lev Bell. Something about the way he got into the end zone. I know he's a show-off. I've seen it plenty of times here in Pittsburgh. I think that he found a home with Baltimore. I think Harbaugh is going to like his style.
He looks thin.
He does look fit.
Yeah.
But it's better than he did look when he left the Steelers. He looked like a blimp.
Yeah.
Unathletic as all get out. Williams from the Chiefs. I'm going to take him at 5,800. Godwin as well at 5,900. Instead of Cooper Kupp, though, I'm going to go D-Hop because I think D-Hop's going to go off. I'm going to call at least 2 touchdowns for Hopkins today. Hunter Renfrow is a guy that you kind of set me up on. So I like Renfrow. He gets a lot of looks, especially from Carr. He's at 4,800, so he's a cheapie to me. Then I'm going to go Higbee at tight end at 4,500, but I like him stacked up with Stafford and being able to do those underneath routes, and I think he might end up with a touchdown or 2 today for the Rams because they're going to have about 13 of them. So there'll be plenty to go around. And then I also like Henderson. I think Henderson will have at least one touchdown, and it's $6,600 in the flex. That's probably a huge spend, but he's one of those guys that that's what the flex is. You can either put him in, your RB1 or your wide receiver or even tight end if you really want to. But I'm going with the Cardinals as well at 3,100. I think somebody clicked the wrong button when they were putting the DraftKings specialty or defense special teams together today.
Yeah,
we're taking advantage of it.
Yep, I agree there.
All right, so Greg wants to know thoughts on a Vegas and Philly stack.
So I don't hate it. I think if you're going to go Las Vegas, you're going to want to go Carr, Renfro and Jacobs, and running it back with Miles Sanders. If you're going to go Eagles, let me double check Eagles for you just because I don't want to steer you wrong. I'd go Sanders, Hurts, and Goddard over the wide receivers. That's the stack I like the best. And then run it back with Jacobs. That's what I'm doing if I'm doing the game stack with those teams.
All right, you said Tua is your guy that you are staying away from. Who is the guy that you have to have in your lineup?
Oh my gosh, this is the toughest for that this week. Usually we're like pretty good. Like I can throw out somebody and like get him in.
Cooper Kupp.
I mean, I usually like giving a guy that's cheaper just because I don't want. I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you go 8,400 for a guy you got to get in. Let's go. I'll go a wide receiver and running back you have to have.
Okay.
So Godwin for the Bucks, and let's go Sanders. Sanders for Philadelphia at 51.
Fair enough. All right,
we're trying to save you money because it's tough out there this week.
Final thoughts on week 7, other than it's tough.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had anything else, but I mean, this is literally like the toughest week I think I've looked at. I'm a little thankful we're getting off air early because I'm sure I'm going to be playing with my lines a little bit. Because it's just like every week up until now, we've had that like one or two guys that we can for sure put in and like stacks that I'm like 100% this is the way to go. And I don't know if I'm overthinking it or it's just a disgusting like slate of games. Like different matchups. I mean, maybe it's the fact that there's not many like in division matchups outside of like Jets in New England and Cincy in Baltimore. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, there's some funky matchups that I'm struggling to kind of go over and understand.
Well, you know what they say, Rock. Don't play with your lineups too much. You'll go blind.
Yeah, right. Well, if that was true, I think I'd be done for.
Enjoy your football Sunday. Relax, kick those feet up, and hopefully we get a couple bucks coming back our way and for our viewers today.
Absolutely. Good luck to everyone out there.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you next week for the Franchise Fantasy Sports Podcast right here on your sports network. Stay tuned tonight. Don't forget a programming note tonight at 5 o'clock. I guess it's not 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. We've had the playoff preview from the MVCA and YSN right here on the network. So you can stream us and watch your games at the same time. 5 o'clock right here on the network. So long.